Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. The Bitcoin trend seems to be on point, guys. It looks as though we are still moving up, generally speaking. The trend is a mix of green and red candlesticks over the last week or so. And as of the time of this recording, we're seeing a Bitcoin price trading at around $67,900. So getting up towards $68,000, really trying to stay above that level there. But really, we are looking at 71,009. That is ultimately now what would denote the confirmation, by and large, that the trend is going to continue past all-time high. From there, it's only about 73,000. It's only a couple of thousand more. Generally, though, it has been a fairly quiet last few days in the market. We really haven't seen much in terms of volatility and much in terms of price movement. We can see greed is down slightly. So investors are taking profits off the table. Bitcoin relatively flat too. Look at that, 0.00% in the last 24 hours. I don't think I've seen that before. So within the last 24 hours, we haven't really seen any kind of movement for Bitcoin, nothing really meaningful at least. Market cap is down by 1.17%. You can see 24-hour volume, that's also down too by 9.66%. So tapering off, I guess the exuberance of that miniature altcoin pump has worn off now. Bitcoin dominance too is up a little bit, 53%, but nothing really to write home about. You can see altcoins, though, have been, taking the brunt of it, mostly, 5% here, 5% there. A lot of these altcoins did rally quite significantly and now are declining significantly. That's a sign that we are still in a spec rally. The other day, we saw Pepe coin up quite a bit, and now it's down 10%. So, compare those to the other altcoins. It's nothing really out of the ordinary here. It's not like some coins are pumping a lot and then only declining by a little bit. They're pumping a lot, declining a lot. The ones that were pumping a little bit have declined a little bit. So commensurate with how the spec market generally moves, that is what we're seeing today. Nothing terribly exciting. This is 95% of crypto, right? You're in the market, you wait, and then there's that point where the euphoria kicks in and we get super excited for a few months. We lock in profits, hit our targets, sell, leave, and don't come back for about a year. Well, I mean, I'll still be here, still making videos, but I'm talking about deploying more capital into the crypto market. For more information on what I'm doing, guys, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoney-channel. I've opened up my portfolio for all of you guys to see what I'm trading this time around, how much of it I'm trading, and you're going to actually see me push that sell button when the time comes. And I've kept it affordable so that you guys can follow me throughout the rest of this bull run, $5 a month only. I think that's pretty good value if you ask me. There we go. XRP at 52 cents. So it's been climbing up a little bit. Yesterday it did decline down into 51-cent territory, but now we're back above 51 cents. Again, guys, these moves don't mean much in the grand scheme of things. When I look at the XRP trend, what I'm looking at here is the consistent movement week upon week upon week of this upward trajectory for XRP. That is a positive sign. That is setting up that Nike swoosh pattern, longer the base, higher in space, as they say. The other thing I wanted to point out here that I just noticed, when we look at XRP trends past, okay, when we look at this trend here, it's relatively flat before we go parabolic, and then we do see this little Nike swoosh in here before that last parabolic move. So the miniature Nike swoosh pattern followed by that last parabolic move. Over here, we saw the decline. We saw the decline, and then we almost kind of V-bottomed out of this before reaching that new inter-year high back in 2021. At this point in time, though, what we are seeing is an elongated one of these, okay? An elongated Nike swoosh pattern, guys. And I guess I should mention that this V-bottom out of here, this was the Black Swan event that was the beer flu of March 2020. So this is very different than what we're seeing today. This is the slow grind to the upside, and this slow grind has even netted us 85% on the XRP chart. But guys, what's coming next is going to be amazing. The scene is set up for success here, and I'm getting really excited about that. Bank XRP posting this, so XRP braces for billions of inflows as special ETF bid likely will trigger an institutional gold rush. Now, what they're saying here, okay, the Ethereum ETFs, that has now been greenlit. So Vet down here put out a poll on Twitter. A recent poll by a prominent XRP community member on social media platform X highlighted a significant division in opinion. They were saying, what is the likely, or he was asking, what was the likelihood of us seeing an XRP ETF by 2025? And 2/3 of you guys said yes, 1/3 said no. Proponents, though, institutional investors and market legitimacy, Advocates for an XRP ETF argue that its introduction could lead to a substantial increase in institutional investment, and I think Brad Garlinghouse likes that idea, right? If we can get confidence behind XRP, that is what, ultimately, that's what will drive value for XRP higher. It will drive, the demand will go up just from that alone, but also, guys, with more demand, more volume, more liquidity in the XRP cryptocurrency, that'll make it easier for the real world utility to come into its own, to come to fruition and really kind of be what it needs to be if it were to scale to trillions of dollars. So we've seen this with the Bitcoin ETF earlier this year. Skeptics, though, are saying, like Bill Morgan, he was saying, for example, he argued that XRP's true value really does lie in its ability to facilitate seamless cross-border payments and not necessarily to trade it on the open market through an ETF. So there are differing points of views here. I think it would be positive because of that dual prong approach. I get the sense that Brad Garlinghouse feels the same way. Didn't he like a few tweets suggesting that there would be an ETF coming soon? I believe he was also being interviewed somewhere, and he didn't want to talk about an XRP ETF, but he kind of smiled, kind of giving us the sign there that that should be in the works next. And, once we do see one, that's it. Game over. The train has left the station. So I wanted to thank Bank XRP for pointing that out. When it comes to Ripple and XRP, obviously the lawsuit is still looming overhead, but it's coming to a close, guys. James K. Filan posting this, SEC versus Ripple. So Ripple has filed a reply letter in further support of its motion to seal documents in connection with the SEC's motion for judgment and remedies. Here's the motion if you guys want to read that. Not going to read it, but I will link it in the description for you guys so you can peruse at your leisure. Sherry down here commenting already then. So assessing this, Ripple reasserts their initial financial position and the argued relevancy that the SEC believes the information to be. The second point is a correction of exactly what the new contracts involve regarding the ODL, which includes no discounts of XRP and such. So now we're just waiting for Judge Netburn to rule on this. Who else was commenting? Yeah, Wrath of Kahneman also noticed a few things. There are a couple of key statements in Ripple's latest response to the SEC. Often discussed, it's important to see them in print. So first, they reiterate the court ruled that XRP is not a security. And he points that out down here. The court ruled that the digital asset XRP is not a security, and so the price at which Ripple sold XRP was not the same as the price at which Ripple sold the investment contracts described in the court's summary judgment order. He also points out, then they add Ripple's sales of XRP no longer meet the characteristics of institutional sales covered at summary judgment either. Note, this isn't an argument about where sales occurred outside the United States. It seems definitional. As stated here, Ripple is no longer selling XRP through over-the-counter transactions with the characteristics that courts determine were institutional sales at summary judgment. Ripple's current sales of XRP customers for use in connection with Ripple's ODL product do not have any of the relevant terms of over-the-counter contracts, such as discounts offered to sophisticated counterparties. So in their response, Ripple has restated the court's interpretation of XRP as not a security, and ODL doesn't require institutional sales. Securities they lost on earlier, whether or not the numbers are disclosed, they reinforce these things as settled fact in official documents. So thanks again to James K. Filan for posting that, and Wrath of Kahneman just for pointing out those two things as well. Also wanted to thank Sherry for her brief interpretation. Now Bill Morgan also commenting, Ripple points out, what by now should be obvious, sales of XRP to ODL customers do not have any of the terms the court found relevant in deciding the over-the-counter contracts where investment contracts such as price discounts. Ripple offers no discounts to ODL customers based on the evidence I have seen in this statement to the court. This is a crushing blow to the proponents of the FUD that Ripple dumps on retail investors and suppresses XRP price, as ODL sales are regarded as having a neutral impact on XRP price. Let's not forget, guys, that video I did the other day, the correlation between XLM and XRP, two very different, I'll link that video up here, but two very different models in terms of business, very different partnerships, very different approaches when it comes to their custody of their respective cryptocurrencies. He says, anyway, I am way past bored debunking that FUD. I have previously provided dozens of reasons why it's complete nonsense. Guys, we're at this inflection point where once we do get that final verdict by Judge Torres, things could change, and things could change very, very quickly. Remember what happened once we did get the XRP is not a security verdict. Well, that was just one part of this case, and XRP went bonkers. I mean, I think we went 100% in a day, something like that. Yeah, it went up about 102% and then came back down to about 60%, 59, 60% up And then over the course of a few days, about a week and a half, we did see it go back down. Or sorry, this is the weekly chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, a couple of months, it went back down again. So it's okay, guys. This is par for the course. This is a FOMO pump. But now that we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, this could be a more sustained buying opportunity for institutions, especially because they'll know, okay, this is it. Let's start buying up, and now we can start actually the implementation of XRP in real-world use cases. So I wanted to thank Bill for pointing that out. Now, Meta Lawman, guys, pointing this out. This was from Consensus 2024, the convention that I think it was CoinDesk. They put this on. I was listening to a panel discussion at Consensus 24 just now, and guys, this is what happened, okay? The speaker, Thomas Farley, who, by the way, is the former president of the NYSE. Yes, Thomas Farley. He served as CEO to Farpoint Acquisition Corp. He previously served as the president of the NYSE Group, okay, so the New York Stock Exchange. He is a banker, became president of the Intercontinental Exchange, ICE as well, and chief operating officer of ICE Futures US in 2007. This is what he said about Elizabeth Warren. Listen to this.
What's acceptable? And Elizabeth Warren has made a very successful career of finding the very edge of the Overton window, the edge towards more government control. And she's found it. That's the acceptable edge, and she's staked out a very important position for herself. She is incredibly effective at wielding power and controlling Washington. And I've been saying to myself for literally years, and others, it feels like she missed the Overton window, but nobody seems to care. Like, is the public really as anti-crypto as she seems to believe? And I think finally, actually, there was I'll give you an odd anecdote. On April 25th, I got a tweet, and it said, Elizabeth Warren to go after child sexual abuse. And I thought, that's amazing. I clicked on it, it brought me to our website, and literally the first words I saw were, Senator Warren encourages the DOJ to stop crypto. And I thought, okay, it's gone too far. She sees evil in crypto in every single respect, as opposed to, there are bad people there, as opposed to every other industry, let's regulate it, let's root bad people out in a really strong fashion. And I think she missed the Overton window. The Democratic Party finally woke up to it. And I think 5 years of evolution happened in 5 minutes. And I'm really, really optimistic about what it means in this country.
That's a good way to put it. 5 years happened in 5 minutes. That is how it feels right now. You know, we're plowing ahead in 2024. Elizabeth Warren obviously sticking to these old talking points. These were talking points from like 2017, right? Crypto bad, ICOs bad. Well, it's 2024 and a lot has changed. So wanted to thank Meta Lawman for posting that. Now, this wasn't the only thing Thomas Farley said. Regulatory clarity is a flip of the switch moment. This could turn the relatively small crypto industry into a humongous one.
Isn't crypto going to kick the traditional market's ass over time, and all stock trading is going to move to digital assets markets? Sorry to ask myself a question, but it's an extension of that. And I'll stop rambling in a second, but look, that is not going to happen for a long time, I would love it if it did. Like, I've devoted my whole life to digital assets. If that happened overnight, this would go from being, a relatively small industry to a gigantic industry. The issue is there still aren't trusted layer ones which can actually be the ledger themselves, which can actually be the settlement mechanism themselves, which can actually be the data repository themselves. Why? I know you're sitting there going, what the hell is he talking about? This is a digital assets conference. There's Solana, there's Cardano, there's Ethereum, the da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean trusted by regulators.
Well, we might get one very, very soon, Thomas. Sir Trades-A-Lot here posting this. Joel Katz, is it possible? The former president of the NYSE, Thomas Farley, doesn't know XRP is a trusted layer one platform that can be the settlement mechanism, a data repository, and is already trusted by regulators all over the world. Well, I think he's talking about US regulators. Just another clip of that. But, in terms of getting the answers here, Grok did respond. Yes, XRP is considered a layer one blockchain. The XRP ledger is an open source, public, and decentralized layer one blockchain that is led by a global developer community. It is known for its speed, energy efficiency, all that fun stuff, well suited for enabling settlement and liquidity of tokenized assets at scale. It is consensus, as we all know. This confirmation process is fast and efficient, with transactions being confirmed immediately as long as they follow the protocol. The XRPL has a strong focus on payments, tokenization, DeFi, CBDCs, and stablecoins, with over 150 validators on the ledger operated by various entities around the world. I skipped some of that, but just to give you guys the gist, that, there are people here that still don't understand. Now, Tom Farley did say, he did make a very clear point that it's not just that they don't exist, but they do have to be trusted, and they have to be trusted by regulators. And this just comes back to the Ripple SEC lawsuit. Guys, when we do have that ultimate clarity, when the case is closed and filed away in the archives, I think that, that could be the time when we see this kind of thing. And it might not happen as quickly as this, or it might happen quickly, die off, but then kind of continue in an upward trend. Because we will have that ultimate clarity at that point, and XRP will be more desirable. The demand will go up, which means the price will go up because we just won't have that supply. So wanted to thank Sir Trades a lot for posting that. Smoke, guys, also bringing this up. Okay, XRP was cited as an example cryptocurrency with current valuation issues that will be directly impacted by the new FASB updates. So that is the Financial Stability Board. And down here, so I'm going to link this in the description. Example of valuation issues for Ripple and XRP. Down here, new FASB guide should significantly increase reported value. So with these new regulations, we are going to see true market value become realized. I just did a video on that yesterday, which I will link up here. But just to add on to that, okay, let me read you this. The result of this guidance is our Ripple example. And that could be the cause of the financial statements for a potential IPO of Ripple to reflect the market price of XRP or the XRP token and result in the market estimate of value much closer to the theoretical full price of $28.6 billion. So discussing Ripple's IPO, but also mentioning the XRP token as a side note there. Remember, guys, fair value has not been calculated yet. We are in a spec market. And yes, the US regulation SAB 121 outlines the requirement as well to measure crypto assets on a balance sheet at their fair market value. So fair value is determined by the market. And when we do get the market rallying in a real world setting, because we got to remember, we're in a spec setting right now. Everything is moving with Bitcoin. This is why we're seeing, everything go up, everything go down, everything go up, everything go down. You notice that? You notice how similar the total chart looks to, well, the rest of the market? That's the total chart. Okay, and that's Bitcoin. Okay, notice how similar that looks? It's because everything is rallying in the spec market. But guys, with SAB 121, this should correspond to the fair value of crypto assets they are obligated to safeguard. Just some other points here that I wanted to bring up. Okay, under SAB 121, an entity responsible for safeguarding cryptocurrency assets for platform users must present a liability on its balance sheet as fair value. And here, under SAB 121, an entity responsible for safeguarding digital assets for platform users must measure safeguarding assets and obligations on its balance sheet as the fair value of the related assets. So this is all coming together. And, I think, too, if we do get that XRP ETF, that could also help push a fair valuation for XRP. It'll be realized in terms of real demand from institutions. How much XRP is going to be needed? It's not going to be just the retail speculators like you and I. I mean, luckily we got in early. We got in when XRP was under $1, 50 cents, 40 cents. I don't know what your cost average is right now for XRP. Mine personally is in and around 19 cents. So I've been in this for a long time. And when I tell people that, they're like, well, why don't you sell now? It's like, are you crazy? Come on, man. I haven't waited this long to sell my XRP at 52 cents. Even Sean McBride, former Ripple director, commented, when Kenny Nguyen prodded a little bit, Sean, I will not put you in a tough situation since you're no longer a director at Ripple. In your opinion, what do you think about XRP and its future? I understand you no longer work at Ripple, but be honest. I asked on behalf of my followers. Thank you in advance. And Sean McBride did respond here. There are way too many aspects to consider currently, most importantly, the SEC case. So yes, that has to be wrapped up first. I do think there are a number of extremely positive factors working in favor of the industry. So FIT 121, SAB 121, which I just touched on just now, right? Giving us that fair valuation. The debt box judgment, which doesn't bode well for the SEC as well. And knowing what I know about Ripple versus the SEC, I'm almost positive we will see a very favorable outcome, he says. In addition, we all know Ripple has a lock on B2B payments. They are focused on their customers and increasing their product suite, tokenization, custody, stablecoins, etc. So Ripple is working on building, guys. That is also going to be quintessential for XRP demand to go up, and have relationships with major institutions. All things considered, he says XRP is primed for a breakout, the likes of which we've probably never seen before. Just my opinion, though. So what he's saying, guys, is the breakout for XRP, something that we haven't seen before, meaning that this, all right, all this in here will look like small potatoes once we do get a breakout for XRP once everything is realized. So all-time high, I think just the beginning, but I think the FOMO will set in once we do hit all-time high. It'll go beyond that. I'm feeling that way too. We just have to see these pieces of the puzzle finally come together, and it's coming, guys. End of 24 and into 2025. That's just my opinion, though. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.